What is up, gamers? We are back once again, and today we have major buffs. Titans might just be meta now, so let's get right into it with Cuirass of the Falling Star. Got a massive buff that I really think will be good after Thunder Crash got a 33% damage buff to its detonation. So I think what that means is the impact damage from Thunder Crash didn't get a buff, but the actual, detonation damage did. So that's going to go perfectly with this, because melee final blows while amplified now grant super energy. But the thing with that is, you're going to have to get melee kills while amplified. That's very niche, is what most people think. But Knockout and Concentration exist. Knockout gives you amplified on every melee kill. And Concentration kills literally everything with your melee. Meaning, this will probably be one of the best builds for not only ability spam, super spam, which is very powerful, but also the fact that Thunder Crash got a big buff, it'll also have pretty good DPS too. So that will be awesome. So that's going to be an amazing build. But the second thing is, what should I do? Let's go into Cuirass of the Falling Star. So this thing, it didn't technically get a buff, but it got more usage in the fact that Thruster now activates it, meaning that you'll get health from every time you Thruster, which perfectly fits how you're supposed to use Thruster. It perfectly fits the playstyle of this exotic, because having to place a full barricade just to get that little bit of health is kind of annoying. But this is really solid now, because you can just get a really quick health thing, and it even works on the class item, which is awesome. So you could pair that with, I don't remember what slot it's in. I don't have one, so I can't check. If it's in the first slot, you can pair it with Star Eaters, and that would be a dream. But if it's not, then pair it with Inmost Light, and that'll be really solid. So that's kind of what I would go for with this thing. That's really, really good now. And Mask of the Quiet One got a massive buff. This used to be one of the worst Titan exotics. Just pure awful. All it really used to do was grant ability energy when you're damaged, and then when critically wounded. I think it granted more, I think is what it was. But grants ability energy when you're damaged now, it still does that. But while you have a Void super equipped, rapid final blows, I'll talk about that later, and final blows while critically wounded grant Devour. Meaning that if you are critically wounded, every single kill gives you Devour. And even while you're not, rapid final blows give you Devour. So you could literally be using this insane melee build I talked about earlier. All you have to use is Twilight Arsenal, and Twilight Arsenal is already meta, which is absolutely wild. So you can get insane amounts of Devour, meaning this might be one of the better survivability builds now. So huge buff to this thing. I really might use this now. And then, finally, and one of the best ones, in my opinion, is Peacekeepers. These were always thought of as a PvP exotic, making SMGs a lot better in PvP, so you can just gun down people. But now these might be one of the best in PvE. Now you're going to be surprised. You're just like, why? But it literally is the next Lucky Pants. Because what it does is grants damage against combatants the longer you remain up to targets. Up to 100%. Meaning if you get 20 hits with it, it will have a 100% damage boost for the next little bit. And if you have a way to reload it instantly, it will it will keep that buff. So it disappears after 1 second of not hitting a target. But it has no cooldown like Lucky Pants. There is no out of luck feature. It is always there, meaning you have a insanely free damage buff on your SMGs, which is going to be one of the best things in the entire game. So what I thought this would be best with is Teraba, because Teraba gets an absolutely massive damage buff when Ravenous Beast is active. So if you pair that with the 100% damage boost from, what is it called? Peacekeepers, these will do actually wild amounts of damage and might be one of the better champion melters. Or, even for some crazy people, boss damage with Teraba might actually be possible now. It is crazy, but it's actually true. So, that'll be all. I hope you guys enjoyed. Those are some crazy new buffs to exotics that Titans got. So, Titans may be officially meta. So, actually, before we end the video, let's just look at what you would use with these. So, Cuirass of the Falling Star, I kind of went over this. But, the best build that you would probably use for this is Thunder Crash with Knockout and Concentration to get massive super gains and then massive Thunder Crash probabilities. So, that's really, really cool. Crest of Alpha Lupi, obviously just Thruster. There's nothing else that you really need with that. It's pretty much just Thruster. And then, Mask of the Quiet One is probably the same thing with Knockout and Concentration to get massive rapid kills so that you can get a massive amount of Devour. But you have to be using Twilight Arsenal. You cannot use another super. So if you want to use something else, then definitely don't use Mask of the Quiet One. Because without a Void super, this is definitely the worst exotic in the game without that. But with it, it really has potential. And then, I kind of went over this as well, but Peacekeepers, I think the ideal thing to use would be Teraba for, like, champion melting and possibly a fallback option in boss damage. But the place you'll probably use this more is for ad clear. So let's look at Huckleberry and Risk Runner. Those are two of the best ad clear exotic SMGs, and they'll just wipe a room already. So if you have that crazy amount of damage buff, these things will absolutely melt ads, and they might be better options than they already are, which they're both already pretty relevant in the ad clear meta. Especially Risk Runner being kind of meta in the new dungeon, Vesper's Host. I was using it in there, and it's crazy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. That'll be all. Some crazy Titan builds. If you guys haven't gotten your Titan in a while, or haven't used these exotics in a while, make absolutely sure to try them out, because it will be awesome. And I will see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.